In one film, this director used super fast lenses and huge apertures to allow scenes to be lit using only candlelight. This notoriously difficult director of Barry Lyndon was hired to take over direction of another film, but he also took over most of the cinematography duties, ironically earning Russell Meddy an Oscar for practically doing nothing. This director of Spartacus also directed Peter Sellers in Doctor Strangelove and Lee Ermey in Full Metal Jacket. For 10 points, name this director of A Clockwork Orange and The Shining. And the answer is Stanley Kubrick. One recurring prop on this show is a Rubik's Cube tissue box. A main character on this show was called Moon Pie by his grandmother. One character on this show is disappointed when it seems no one cares about his return from the International Space Station. That character's best friend is an Indian scientist who can only talk to women after consuming alcohol. For 10 points, identify this CBS sitcom that features actors Johnny Galecki and Jim Parsons as Caltech physicist roommates named Leonard and Sheldon. And the answer is The Big Bang Theory. This player got his first start due to a hit by Mo Lewis, injuring then starting quarterback Drew Bledsoe. In 2009, this player set an NFL record by throwing 5 touchdown passes in 1/4 of a game. In 2008, injuries led to this man being replaced by Matt Castle, who led the team to an 11-5 record but no postseason berth. This player was the first quarterback in NFL history to throw 50 touchdowns in a season. This player was recently accused of instructing equipment managers to deflate footballs before the 2015 AFC Championship. For 10 points, name this quarterback for the New England Patriots. And the answer is Tom Brady. This actor was the first private U.S. citizen to own a Humvee, and converted one to run on hydrogen fuel in 2003. This actor was once carried back to his table by Andre the Giant as he was leaving to pay for dinner. In his most iconic role, this actor only spoke 74 words, and he was ironically not allowed to do the German overdubbing for that part, as his accent was too rural. He had a handful of credits, including a cameo in The Expendables, while he was in office as governor of California. For 10 points, name this star of the Terminator series. And the answer is Arnold Schwarzenegger. A character in this movie exclaims that he has broken out of 22 prisons upon being imprisoned in the kiln. This movie starts with a character dancing to Come and Get Your Love while stealing an orb. In this movie, the Yondu-led Ravagers assist the Nova Corps in preventing the destruction of Xandar. A character in this movie who does not understand metaphors calls for Ronan the Accuser to come to nowhere for a fight to the death. That character is Drax the Destroyer. For 10 points, name this Marvel movie whose title group includes Gamora, Rocket Raccoon, and Star-Lord. And the answer is Guardians of the Galaxy. A guitar riff from this man's song about the artist of Campbell's soup cans was borrowed by the band Metallica for the midsection of Master of Puppets. One of his songs states, "I'm an alligator," and another features a character who would like to come and meet us, but he thinks he'd blow our minds. The opening of The Breakfast Club features the lyrics to his song Changes, and his widow is named Iman. For 10 points, name this British artist of Starman and Space Oddity who died of liver cancer in January of 2016. And the answer is David Bowie. A Huffington Post article by Omari Akil about playing this game claims that it is a death sentence for black men if they play it as it is intended and with enthusiasm. Wyoming teen Shayla Wiggins discovered a corpse in the Big Wind River while playing this game. A stationary police car was hit by a man who was playing this game while driving, leading that driver of a Toyota RAV4 to profess, "That's what I get for playing this dumb game." For 10 points, name this mobile game that involves traversing the real world to visit gyms to capture creatures such as Pikachu. And the answer is Pokemon Go. One of her subordinates in an animated series is named Mress. Her first name is Neota. Her portrayer would have quit the show she appeared in but for the intercession of Martin Luther King Jr. The episode Plato's Stepchildren featured TV's first interracial kiss between this character and Captain Kirk. For 10 points, name this Nichelle Nichols played communications officer on the Starship Enterprise. And the answer is Lieutenant Uhura. A scout quit his job when Houston didn't pick this player number 1 overall in 1992. In 2011, he homered off David Price for his 3,000th hit. A recording of Bob Shepard's voice introduced this player's home at-bats, including a walk-off single in his final home game. For 10 points, name this captain who wore number 2 as the starting shortstop for 5 World Series winning New York Yankees teams before retiring in 2014. And the answer is Derek Jeter. The Final Fantasy game of this number introduced the gunblade wielding Squall. In Hearthstone, Ragnaros's Fireball effect deals this much damage. Ignoring Minus World, there are this many worlds in the original Super Mario Bros. Game. The Luigi Death Stare appears in the Mario Kart game of this number, released in 2014. For 10 points, give this Pokédex number of Wartortle and maximum number of lines cleared by 2 Tetris eye blocks. And the answer is 8.